Donnie Tyndall, the head men's basketball coach at Morehead State, now joins us on MSUEagles.com. His team tonight with a 64-45 victory on the road at Binghamton up in Vestal, New York. And Coach, I really thought the difference in the second half today was field goal shooting. Your team shooting 52%, and I thought the defense really tightened up, limiting Binghamton to 29% in the second half. Just talk about the difference in the game tonight.
Yeah, I thought our press warmed down a little bit. We forced 21 turnovers, Matt, and did a pretty good job. But in the half court, I thought we did a good job of getting out to their shooters. They had a couple guys that can really shoot the basketball. Did a nice job of being there on the catch on them and making them drive the ball, which isn't necessarily a strength of their team. And so fortunately, we did a pretty good job of keeping them to a low percentage.
You told me the other day you were real pleased with the practices you had this week because of semester finals and letting the guys focus on their academics. I think you had 8 consecutive days without a game. But just talk about practices and how that led into today's game.
Well, I've always said, there's no doubt in my mind that if you practice well, your team will play well. If you practice well individually, usually that leads to pretty good play in games individually. And I thought collectively we had 6 or 7 really good practices. Our team competed. Both teams, blue and gold, all the way to the 14th man, were competing, trying to get better. And I told our team before the game, I'll be shocked if we don't play well. Not necessarily that we'll win, but I'll be shocked if we don't play well. And I thought the practices carried over into the way we played tonight.
Probably not a secret that Binghamton is still looking for their first win of the campaign. But I know last year at Johnson Arena it was a 6-point game and you had a much different team with a first-round NBA draft pick and another professional player. Just talk about the mental preparation and making sure that your guys didn't kind of walk into this road situation assuming a win versus going out there and fighting hard for it.
Well, there's no way we can afford to overlook anybody. I mean, our team is still growing and maturing, and we're not going to out-talent many people. We're a team that's still trying to find our way, so I certainly would hope we don't look past anybody. And Binghamton, we knew, would play extremely hard. They've been competitive in about every game they've played for at least the first 30-35 minutes. Sometimes at the tail end of some games, the score has gotten away from them a little bit. But anytime you can go on the road, regardless of who you're playing, and get a 1-point win is huge. If you're able to win by 20 like we were tonight, that's very, very few and far between. So we'll take it and feel good about it. And this Binghamton team will end up winning some games. Trust me, they will.
One of your senior leaders, Terrence Hill, with 21 points tonight. He looked like he got in a good rhythm from the perimeter, knocked down some shots. Marcel Holden hit a couple big threes in the second half as well.
Yeah, that's what those guys do. They can make shots and make plays, and we're trying to get Terrence to continue to get even better off the dribble and get to the foul line more. But I thought both those guys were aggressive. They took good shots out of the context of the offense, and we didn't shoot many challenge shots tonight, which was encouraging.
I know one thing you've been looking forward to is trying to get the guys to the free throw line more. I guess the attempts were relatively close, 16-12, your team with the advantage, but your team also shooting 88% from the line, and I know that helped down the stretch.
Yeah, I certainly would like to get to the foul line about 25 times, but I thought both teams obviously played some zone, limited the possessions and the amount of opportunities you have to get to the foul line. I can live with 16 in a low possession game like this was tonight, and fortunately we knocked them down.
Final question for you. You just spoke to Chuck Mraz on the Eagle Sports Network about the next opponent, Ball State. You mentioned multiple times that they were the preseason favorite on their side of the division in the Mid-American Conference, and they knocked off Butler, which has been in the NCAA championship game the last 2 years this season. So I know another tough test for your team at Johnson Arena this coming Friday.
Well, it is, and I said, when you think about it tonight, Binghamton's team was 0-8, and they had 3,700 people in here. That's quite a tribute to their fan support and their community, their fan base, if you will, and we all know how proud we are of our fan base back in Morehead. And so on the 23rd, we need everybody out there. It's a huge game. Ball State's picked to win their side of the MAC. As you mentioned, they've already beaten a really good Butler team. So for us to have every little advantage we can have, come out and support us on the 23rd, we sure would look forward to having you, and hopefully we'll play well.
All righty, Donnie Tyndall, the head men's basketball coach at Morehead State, his team with a 64-45 victory over Binghamton tonight in Vestal, New York. Congrats, Coach. We'll see you soon.
All right, thank you, Matt.